Have you ever paused in the middle of your day and thought, why does everything feel so far away? Like you're watching your own life play out from a distance. As if you're sitting behind a glass wall while the world moves on the other side. Maybe you show up to work, talk to people, smile when you need to. But deep inside, it feels like you're not fully in your body. You're present, but you're not connected. You're living, but you're not feeling it. This sense of detachment can be confusing and even a little scary. But here's the important part. You're not crazy, and you're not alone. Many people go through this, often without realizing why. Detachment is usually your mind's way of protecting you. From stress, from pressure, from emotions you haven't had time to face, or from a life that no longer feels like yours. In this video, we're going to break down 7 clear reasons why you might feel detached from your life. Not to judge you, but to help you understand yourself better. Because once you know why this is happening, you can slowly learn how to reconnect with your mind, your feelings, and your actual life. Let's begin. The first reason you might feel detached from your life is stress. The kind that slowly builds up until your mind can't carry it anymore. When you deal with too many pressures at once, from work, school, relationships, or even your own thoughts, your mind can reach a point where it says, "This is too much." And instead of breaking down, it tries to protect you. How? By creating distance. You might start feeling like you're floating through your day. Nothing feels real or meaningful. Conversations feel automatic. You're there physically, but mentally far away. This isn't weakness. It's your mind trying to keep you safe by shutting down the emotional noise. It's like turning down the volume on life when everything feels too loud. When stress becomes constant, detachment becomes a survival mode. Your brain tries to help you cope by giving you a break. Even if that break feels strange, empty, or disconnected. Understanding this is the first step. Because once you see that detachment is your mind's alarm system, you can start finding ways to calm the stress that triggered it in the first place. The second reason you might feel detached from your life is simple, but powerful. You're exhausted, mentally, physically, or both. When your body and mind don't get the rest they need, they stop working the way they should. Sleep becomes shallow, your focus slips, your emotions feel dull, distant, or switched off. And suddenly, life starts to feel unreal. You might notice things like feeling foggy or spaced out, moving through your day like a ghost, losing track of time. Feeling disconnected from your surroundings, struggling to wake up inside your own life. This happens because exhaustion steals your ability to stay present. Your brain can't fully show up when it's running on low power. So it disconnects, not because it wants to, but because it has no energy left. Think of it like a phone on 1% battery. It dims the screen. It shuts down apps. It does the bare minimum to survive. Your mind does the same thing. When you've been pushing yourself for too long, you stop feeling grounded. Your world feels faded, and you feel far away from it. But this isn't a personal failure. It's a natural response to burnout. Your body is asking for rest. Real rest, not just sleep, but calm, space, and a break from constant pressure. The third reason you may feel detached from your life is that you've been avoiding your own feelings for too long. Sometimes life gets so overwhelming that facing your emotions feels impossible. Maybe the feelings are too heavy. Maybe you don't want to think about them. Or maybe you've learned to stay strong by shutting things out. So you push everything down. The sadness, the anger, the confusion, the fear. And at first, it seems like it works. But over time, something happens. You don't just shut out the painful emotions. You shut out all emotions. You might start feeling numb rather than sad, distant, instead of angry, blank, instead of overwhelmed. Empty even when things are okay. It's like turning off the lights in one room, only to realize the whole house went dark. Your mind does this because emotions that aren't expressed don't disappear. They just get buried. And when there's too much inside you that hasn't been felt, your brain disconnects as a way to avoid being flooded. Detachment becomes a shield. It keeps you from feeling too much, but it also keeps you from feeling anything. You lose the ability to connect with yourself, which makes you feel disconnected from your life, your goals, and even the people around you. But here's the truth. You don't have to unpack everything at once. Just acknowledging that you've been avoiding your emotions is already a powerful step toward feeling grounded again. Just acknowledging that you've been avoiding your emotions is already a powerful step toward feeling grounded again. The fourth reason you might feel detached from your life is that you've been moving through your days without truly experiencing them. When life becomes a routine, the same morning, the same tasks, the same thoughts, the same habits, your mind slowly shifts into autopilot. You wake up, do what you always do, go where you always go, and the day passes without you even noticing it. After a while, you stop feeling connected to anything. You might catch yourself going through actions without thinking, forgetting parts of your day, feeling like time is slipping away too fast. Doing things automatically, not intentionally feeling like you're watching your life instead of living it. This happens because your mind gets used to patterns. It stops paying attention. It stops being curious. It stops being present. You become a passenger in your own life. And when you stop being actively involved, detachment naturally follows. Everything feels dull, flat, predictable, almost like a movie you've seen too many times. Your mind disconnects because nothing feels new enough to wake it up. But here's the important thing. Autopilot isn't a sign that you're lazy or unmotivated. It's a sign that your life has become too repetitive, too overwhelming, or too drained of meaning. Even tiny changes, a new habit, a moment of reflection, a pause to breathe, can slowly help you return to yourself. The fifth reason you may feel detached from your life is that the people or places around you are draining your energy instead of supporting it. Sometimes the problem isn't inside you, it's around you. Your environment shapes your emotions, your thoughts, your identity, even your sense of reality. When you spend too much time in a negative, chaotic, or stressful environment, your mind starts to protect itself by pulling away. You might notice things like feeling tense around certain people, feeling smaller or quieter in certain spaces, losing energy just by being in the room, feeling mentally checked out. When there's drama or conflict, wanting to be alone, just to breathe normally again. Toxic environments don't always look loud or obvious. Sometimes it's subtle. Small comments, constant pressure, emotional coldness, lack of understanding, or people who never let you be yourself. Over time, this drains you. And when your surroundings feel unsafe or heavy, your mind creates distance as a shield. Detachment becomes a way to survive the environment, a way to keep parts of yourself hidden, protected, or numb so you don't get hurt. But this also disconnects you from your own life, because when you're constantly defending your inner world from the outside world, you stop feeling present. You stop feeling like yourself. You stop feeling alive. Recognizing the impact of your environment is powerful. Sometimes the problem isn't you're detached. Sometimes the problem is your environment makes you feel like you have to be. The sixth reason you might feel detached from your life is that you're not living in a way that matches who you really are inside. Maybe you hide parts of yourself to fit in. Maybe you silence your real opinions to avoid conflict. Maybe you act confident when you actually feel uncertain. Or maybe you've been pretending to be fine for so long that you don't remember what you really feel anymore. When you live in a way that doesn't reflect your true self, a quiet disconnect forms. It grows slowly, almost invisibly. You might start feeling like you're playing a role instead of living a life, like something is off. Even if you can't explain why, like your actions don't match your inner world, like you're watching someone else live your life, like you're drifting away from your real identity. This happens because your inner self and your outer life no longer match. And when those two sides don't align, your mind creates space between them. A gap that feels like detachment. You stop feeling present because you're not actually showing up as you. You're showing up as the version you think people want you to be. It's exhausting. And eventually, your mind disconnects just to avoid the constant pressure of pretending. But here's the hopeful part. The moment you start being honest with yourself, even in small ways, the bridge begins to form again. Authenticity brings connection. Even tiny truths can make you feel more alive. The seventh reason you may feel detached from your life is that you've been moving too fast, for too long, without giving your mind a chance to catch up. In a world full of constant noise, notifications, messages, responsibilities, deadlines, expectations, your mind rarely gets a moment of quiet. You jump from one thing to another, always doing, never pausing, never breathing. And when life becomes this fast, you stop feeling connected to it. You might notice you're always distracted. Your thoughts feel scattered. You can't sit still without grabbing your phone. You feel restless even when nothing is happening. Your mind is always ahead or behind, never here. When your brain is overloaded with constant activity, it can't stay present. It gets stuck in survival mode, planning, worrying, racing, reacting. There's no space to reflect, no space to feel, no space to reconnect with yourself. So your mind does the only thing it can do. It disconnects. You start to feel like life is rushing past you while you're somewhere else entirely. Days blur together. Moments feel thin and forgettable. You're moving, but not living. This kind of detachment isn't about weakness. It's a sign of exhaustion disguised as productivity. It's your mind saying, I need a moment. I need silence. I need you to slow down. Even small pauses, a deep breath, a quiet moment, a break from the noise, can help you return to yourself. But what if there are other reasons? While the 7 reasons we covered are some of the most common causes of feeling detached from life, they aren't the full picture. Each person's experience is unique, and detachment can have multiple layers or hidden factors that aren't immediately obvious. For example, it could be related to past trauma, experiences that your mind hasn't fully processed. Even if those events happened years ago, they can quietly shape how present you feel today. You might not notice it consciously, but your brain creates distance as a protective mechanism. It could also be linked to mental health challenges such as anxiety, depression, or dissociation. These conditions often make people feel disconnected from themselves or the world around them. Recognizing this doesn't mean you're broken. It's just a sign that your mind needs support and understanding. Sometimes physical health issues can play a role too. Chronic pain, hormonal imbalances, nutritional deficiencies, or other medical conditions can all contribute to feeling off, numb, or detached. The mind and body are deeply connected, and when one is struggling, it can affect the other. Even major life changes, like moving, ending a relationship, losing a job, or shifting roles, can make life feel unfamiliar and surreal. When your environment or routine is disrupted, it can take time to feel grounded again. The most important thing to remember is, detachment is not a personal failure. It's a signal. Your mind and body are trying to communicate that something needs attention, care, or adjustment. If you feel like there might be other reasons behind your detachment, there are constructive ways to explore them. Take quiet moments to reflect on your feelings and experiences. Keep a journal to track patterns or triggers. Talk openly with someone you trust, like a friend, family member, or mentor. Seek professional support from a therapist, counselor, or healthcare provider if needed. Understanding the deeper reasons behind your detachment can help you reconnect with yourself and your life. It may take time, patience, and small steps, but every moment of awareness brings you closer to feeling present and alive again. Remember, detachment is temporary. It's not who you are. It's a signal that your life needs attention, care, and intentional connection. Once you start exploring the reasons behind it, you open the door to healing, clarity, and a stronger connection with your own life. So, how to start reconnecting with your life? Feeling detached doesn't have to be permanent. Even small steps can help you slowly reconnect with yourself and your surroundings. Let's explore some practical methods. The first method is slow down and pause. When life is moving too fast, your mind can't keep up. Pausing gives your brain a chance to catch up and notice the present moment. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Notice the sensations around you, the sounds, smells, and textures. Even a short walk without distractions can help you feel grounded. Slowing down signals to your mind that it's safe to return to the present. The second method is check in with your emotions. Your emotions are the bridge between your inner world and your life. When you've been ignoring them, reconnection starts by simply noticing them. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? Write your thoughts and feelings in a journal without judging them. Talk to someone you trust about how you feel. Acknowledging your emotions, even in small ways, begins to restore your connection to yourself. The third method is reintroduce meaningful activities. Doing things that bring you joy or purpose helps anchor you in the present moment. Revisit hobbies you love, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. Engage in creative expression, drawing, writing, music, or building something. Helping others, volunteering, or small acts of kindness can make you feel connected and alive. These activities remind you that life is more than routine or stress. It can be fulfilling. The fourth method is evaluate your environment. Your surroundings affect your mental state more than you might realize. Surround yourself with people who support and energize you. Reduce exposure to negativity, conflict, or toxic influences whenever possible. Organize your spaces in a way that feels calm and welcoming. A positive environment creates safety for your mind to reconnect with your life. The fifth method is prioritize rest and self-care. Your body and mind need care to function fully. Exhaustion can make detachment worse. Aim for quality sleep every night. Eat nourishing food, exercise lightly, and stay hydrated. Schedule small moments of rest or relaxation each day. Taking care of your body helps your mind feel present and capable of engagement. The sixth method is seek support when needed. You don't have to navigate detachment alone. Support can guide you toward understanding and healing. consider speaking with a therapist, counselor, or life coach. Join supportive communities or groups where people understand your experience. Ask trusted friends or family to check in with you regularly. Sometimes external guidance is the key to reconnecting when your mind feels lost. The seventh method is take small steps, not giant leaps. Reconnection is a journey, not a single moment. Start with just a few minutes of mindfulness, reflection, or meaningful activity each day. Celebrate small victories. Even noticing a feeling or enjoying a single moment counts. Build gradually. Each tiny step helps your mind and heart reconnect with your life. Remember, you don't need to fix everything at once. Even small, consistent actions will slowly pull you back from detachment and help you feel alive in your own life again. Recovery from feeling detached is a gradual journey. It often begins subtly, but there are clear signs that your mind, body, and emotions are reconnecting with your life. Sign 1 is you feel more present. One of the first signs of recovery is that you start noticing the world around you again. You catch small details you might have missed before. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of leaves rustling, or the smell of coffee in the morning. Conversations feel more engaging, and you're less of a spectator in your own life. Even brief moments of awareness bring a sense of grounding, like coming home to yourself. Sign 2 is you experience emotions fully. Emotions return as you reconnect. Detachment often leaves feelings muted or distant, but healing restores them. You laugh, cry, or feel excitement without being overwhelmed. You can sit with your emotions without avoiding or numbing them. Feeling again, even in small doses, signals that your connection to life is returning. Sign 3 is you start enjoying life again. The joys that once felt distant begin to reappear. Hobbies, music, nature, or small daily activities start to feel meaningful and enjoyable. Motivation returns to do things that matter to you, even in small ways. Life slowly regains its color and vibrancy, reminding you it's worth experiencing. Sign 4 is you make choices that align with yourself. As you reconnect, your decisions reflect your true values. You set healthy boundaries without guilt. You pursue actions, relationships, and work that feel authentic. You feel more honest with yourself and others, letting go of roles you used to pretend to play. Sign 5 is you have a sense of clarity, and focused detachment clouds your mind. Recovery brings clarity. Thoughts feel less scattered and more grounded. Tasks and decisions come more naturally and align with your priorities. You notice and appreciate small achievements because you're fully present. Sign 6 is you feel connected to others. Healing restores your ability to relate meaningfully to the people around you. Relationships feel warmer, deeper, and more genuine. You can be present with friends, family, or loved ones without feeling drained. Connection becomes a source of energy, comfort, and joy. Sign 7 is you notice a sense of calm and stability. Even amid life's challenges, you feel grounded again. Stress doesn't completely knock you off balance. You feel anchored in your body and mind. Moments of peace, however brief, signal that you're reclaiming your life from the fog of detachment. Feeling detached from your life can be confusing, painful, and isolating. But it's important to remember that detachment is not permanent. It's a signal, a message from your mind and body that something needs attention, care, and understanding.